My girlfriend spends too much time gaming, and not enough time with me, so I deleted her save files, but things horrifically backfired when she looked online and found my post. Let's just start by saying that I, 24 meters, love my girlfriend, Ashley, 20 feet, very much. She's a super hard-working girl, and she spends a lot of her time on classes trying to get the highest grades possible for applying to nursing school in the near future. When she's not doing that, she's doing chores or cutting down on her ever-growing to-do list. And when she's not doing that, she's spending 2 hours a day playing The Sims. This is where the problem comes in. After all the stuff she does, Ashley doesn't have as much time to spend with me as she could. She's a perfectionist too, so when she's doing the more serious stuff like school, she puts in more effort than necessary, which is time-consuming. It really got to me that even knowing this, she'll spend so much time on The Sims. It's something frivolous she's doing when we already only get so little time together. She's also an adult, so essentially playing digital dolls almost every day is kind of something she ought to grow out of by now. I decided to step in and have her cut back on this. I obviously didn't delete the whole game, but I figured deleting the little save files she was working on would deter her from spending so much time on it. That decision backfired tremendously. When she logged onto her game, she thought there was some glitch going on and kept restarting it until I explained to her that I removed the saves. She absolutely flipped out on me, saying she'd been playing in that save file since like 2017 and I had ruined years of game progress. Sims isn't even a gold game? I told her she was overreacting, because she still has the game and she could just remake her same little characters if it mattered so much, but it doesn't need to, and maybe now she can focus on more adult interests, like loved ones. Basically she left immediately, saying she was so stupid to leave her gaming laptop at my place, and now she won't answer my calls. I know that this is a total overreaction, but I started to feel a little bad once I realized it may not be as easy to redo her characters as I initially thought. So, was I wrong for deleting my girlfriend's Sims saves?
Girlfriend responds. Did you really think I wouldn't find this post? Did you really think I wouldn't see how you've been talking about me? I shudder to think what you said and what you've deleted. Why don't you tell them the real story? About how you not only deleted the save files, but also hammered the backup thumb drives so hard there's a dent on your countertop now while I cried for you to stop? Why don't you tell them about how you tag along to my SI group after bio because you don't want me to be out of your sight? Why don't you tell them about how my best friend who's so-called in love with me literally lives in another state and only visits once or twice a year? Why don't you tell them about how when my mother was sick a few months ago, you were blowing up my line all day every day for attention knowing I was her primary caregiver 24/7? Why are you telling them you work full-time or that you manage a grocery store when you part-time manage the fast food place inside it? I want you to take this to heart when I say this, but I have genuinely been so much worse off for knowing you. You've destroyed my self-esteem with your constant criticisms of what I enjoy, you've controlled me in every way for as long as I've known you, you don't understand boundaries or when no means no, your racist little family treats me like dog crap, and your friends are equally racist punk schlong assholes. You ruined something I've spent years of my life growing up with and I could never bring myself to forgive and forget that, no matter how much love I've poured into you. I hate you for what you did to me, and for what you've been doing. I mean that. I'm gonna make this so crystal clear since you didn't understand it the first time, we are through. Go F yourself right now. Update 2. Hi there. Ashley here from the infamous post about my Sims 4 saves getting deleted. All that said, update and missing info is here. Our ages, for one, there was some confusion about when my ex and I got together. We knew each other all our lives since our families are close, but we started dating when I was 12 and he was 16. We actually have a 5-year age gap, I'm newly 20 and he turns 25 this year. Hope that clears it up. Missing info, not only did he delete the saves and clear the recycling bin, he pulled out my backup drive and smashed it with a hammer once he realized I was upset that he'd done the first two things. He lied about not knowing it was such a detailed game, because I talked to him about it tons of times before. This was not a matter of spending time together, we regularly spend hours of every day with each other. He would insist to come along to any class or class-related activity that he wouldn't get kicked out of, like bio study group. I gave him as much attention as I possibly could, but it was never, ever enough. Summer is in just 3 weeks, so we would have had time then. He was just being awful to me. He is a generally jealous, overprotective, condescending person. He pressured me into intimate activities throughout our relationship, and his friends and family were all incredibly racist to me. It's past time for him to be gone from my life, and I'm still coming to terms with all the ways he has wrecked me. Clearing up some questions, my 7-year save existed across 3 laptops over time, so those who were skeptical of it being able to survive on one for so long were right. I did have a password on my gaming laptop, but he memorized it to get in. He mentioned that I said I was dumb for leaving my laptop at his place. I said that because he's done something similar before when I left my phone unattended. He went through it, promised never to again, only for me to find out months later that he'd been logged into my Instagram account and was reading my messages daily. Some people wondered why I have no mention of him on my page. That's because I was always on edge with him going through my phone, so I deleted anything about him that I'd post. In my comment history 6 months ago, there are 2 replies I made under a post about him forcing me to kiss him at stoplights. I'm sorry that this is the only remnant of proof that I've been with him. I tried to cover my tracks to avoid his anger. Anyway, now the update. I was too anxious to try to retrieve the lost saves myself, so I'm going to a local tech shop in a few days to see what the professionals can do, and the laptop will remain off until then. I've looked into a restraining order recently, and ultimately it looks like I won't be able to do much as of now but collect evidence and get cameras installed around my home. I don't go out in public alone anymore, and I am never without a trusted person. I appreciate all the people who have felt my hurt with me or sent me well wishes. I ask that no one else offers me money. I won't accept it. Lastly, this is my lived experience, not just internet drama, so please be considerate. Final update. That's it. Sorry for taking a while to tell everyone. I went to a local tech shop a few days ago and they helped me to recover everything. I hadn't had the chance to update due to final season. I'm currently on my way to class. But yes, for anyone still wondering, I got everything back. Thank you so much for all the support.